So I was just creating some reels and I realized so many people were online. So if you go to where the lives button is, no one's tuned in yet, but I'm just gonna start talking. You can actually see how many of your followers are active, and you'll be surprised by how low that number actually is, the active number at any given time. But anyway, if the number is high, you know a lot of your audience is online, which I find really interesting. So that's just a fun fact about going live, a little hack for you. Anyway, I'm in the middle of batch creating a bunch of reels, and I thought I would jump in quickly and talk about that process, I suppose. So if no one joins in live, I'm going to put you on a stand. I'll just blab to myself for a little while and then I'll post a reel. Let's do that. So pretty much, I've talked about this before. This is my cute little house in the background. What I do when I batch create reels is I usually aim for about 2 weeks worth of content. And do you guys batch create reels? Let me know. If you're watching the replay, give me a yes or a no. This has been a really interesting topic. This is not staying straight. This has been a really interesting topic that I've gone over recently, and a lot of people found it really interesting. So what I usually do is I spend like the day before or like 2 days before kind of looking at what's going on social media. So I'll go through, hi guys, if you joined, let me know. Do you guys batch create reels? Interesting. So I'll go through and I'll look at like what's working, what's kind of trending at the moment, what are people talking about, what have people enjoyed from mine, what's like going on in the Instagram world. And I don't spend too long doing this because, to be honest, it can kind of get you in this like funky state. But batch creating helps you stay so consistent. Yes, Luva skincare, that's how I pronounce it, definitely working on staying consistent. It's everything. Like, I truly believe consistency is the difference between your business working and not working. Like, it's that important. So what I do is then on the day I'm filming, I like get ready, do my things, blah, 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 and I write out 10 real ideas. So I'm aiming for anywhere between 10 to 15. Remember, it's 2 weeks worth of content, but usually there's something else in my draft section that can be used. I think it's really important to remember that the content game has just drastically improved. I don't know if you guys noticed that too. There has been a huge improvement in the quality of content that's out, which means that your quality of content needs to get better too. And I've had lots of DMs lately complimenting my beautiful content, which is amazing. I love that. So anyway, I digress. So I write out my 10 reel ideas. I'll do 10 to 15. I'll do a mixture of talking reels. I really enjoy talking reels, so I prioritize them. And then I'll find like a few trending audios, and then I'll find a few things that I can just like do, like typing on my laptop or being out on the balcony or whatever, and kind of make a reel from that as well. So I'll have my 10 to 15 written in a book, and then I'll just go through one at a time. I have this really cool rule, which I highly recommend. Do not film something more than 3 times. I usually get everything on the first or second take because I've been doing this for a while, and I also am not a perfectionist anymore, so I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, it's happening. So yeah, and then each reel out of the 10 that gets filmed, I kind of tick off. I don't create the whole reel at one time. I cannot stress this enough. So what I don't know why I do that. So what I mean by that is I don't like sit there and like add the music and add the caption and write the words. That task is for like tomorrow or even another day altogether. So all I'm purely doing in that reels batching time, hi guys that just joined, let me know if you guys batch your reels and how you feel about it. And I film, and then I crop down all the dead space. So I will do that part, like I'll cut out the bits where I don't know what I'm talking about, I'll cut out the start and the end, blah blah blah. So I'll kind of trim it down, and then I'll save it to my camera roll straight away. I cannot recommend that enough. This is literally step by step what I do, and then I save it to my draft section, and I try my best not to get distracted by anything else during this time. This is really important. Elise said, hi, I really have a real resistance. Lol. This is great. Elise, I'd ask like what like digging under the resistance, like usually there's something underneath, like a belief, yeah, that you need to be around your ovulation. I'm gonna call you forward on that one. It's not true. Like, yes, it's the best time, but we really limit ourselves when we're like, I only can do it during that time of ovulation. And I bleed tomorrow actually, so I really made sure that I did it today. But I think we really limit ourselves, and we really like forget how powerful that we could get different styles of content at different times of our cycle. So I always say to my clients, these things kind of limit us to what we're actually really capable of. So Elise, that would be my little challenge for you, that I'm sure you can do it in other parts of your cycle. I totally feel that for you. And checking into like, is it the resistance of like, it's gotten too hard, or I don't want to feel silly, or this takes up too much of my time. Like, even as you guys are listening to this, find out what your limitations are. Elise said true. Okay. Love this. Love that. Amazing. Soul Shine Holistic Healing. Hello, honey. You wrote, I do make it easier. It does make it easier for me to have content on busy days. Yes. So I literally cannot imagine not having reels ready. Like, I would explode. It just would not work. And I have to really be in like a mood. Today I'm in a mood. I usually film on a Wednesday. I like filming on a Wednesday. And I then get them fully ready. So they're fully ready just to go, so I can post every day. So what that part would look like, just to tie it all together a little bit, is then on like a Monday, I would sit for probably like an hour and a half, depends on how I'm feeling, and I would get everything ready for them. So I would make sure they're captioned, I'd make sure they have a hook, I would make sure they have a little title, I'd pick the cover, I'd pick the music, and that's when I would do all that part, and I would get at least 7 days ready. The reason I do 7 is because I'm probably not gonna have time or feel like doing that whole scenario again anytime soon. So this part is so important. So you got it? I'm loving this chat. This is so funny. Someone else wrote, Soul Shine Holistic wrote, I also like doing it after orgasm. My energy is fire. Yes, if that's what works for you guys, roll with that. That's easy. You can just do that in the morning and then get on and batch your reels, guys. Whatever gets you feeling fine and flirty. I love it. So the part that happens after, like a few days after, is that making sense for you guys? Because this part's really important. Because imagine this. You're just hanging out in your life and you have 7 days of content captioned and filmed and music on and everything you need, and then you're living your life and all you need to do is click post and engage with the audience. How good is that? Yes, it's fantastic. So then I'm going back to the filming day now, so my day today. I film the 10 to 15, and that is like the minimum is 10, the maximum is 15. I think today I've gotten to about 12, and I kind of started to run out of like some ideas, and that's okay. But how I come up with the ideas, by the way, this is useful. Drop me some yes love, and if you have any questions about this, just let me know. My screen is super glary because I'm outside, but any questions about reels, batch creating, drop them below. I love that, Elise. Yes. So ideas. How I get my ideas is as I'm going through my life or my feed or on my walk, I have a notes section, and it's just all my reel ideas, and it's pinned, so you can pin your notes section, fun fact. I pin it to the top, and then I'll just write out things like money stories, or I'll write out something someone said. Like, I'll be like, oh, you know, the belief you can only film reels while you're ovulating. And then I'll write that in my notes section. I get very excited. And then I'll know, oh my gosh, that's a great thing to do my next reel on. So it's just like a prompt. So I get them just like living my life, or maybe listening to a video, or you might get it from something someone says to you, a client, someone in your DM, someone while you're doing a live. And then you've got like lots of ideas just like flowing to you all the time. Yay, Elise, that's so great. I know, she's just the best. And then, yeah, so then you have loads and loads and loads to be putting out there, loads of ideas to put out into the world. So you're not having to really think of the ideas on your filming day, if that makes sense. And then I'll usually sift through and be like, that's for a carousel, that's for a post, blah, blah. Elise wrote, so basically I should be calling all my clients indirectly. Yeah, literally. So you're calling them out, but like, you're not just calling them out. Like when I create content, I don't want my clients to feel like I'm talking to them from their one thing. Generally speaking, if a client said one thing that's like jotted my thought pattern, it's for multiple people, and I've heard it in multiple places, right? So yes, essentially that is what you are doing. The time is 11:44 and my phone has 44%, just quietly. That's great. Yeah, so yeah, you're kind of using it as fuel. I use it constantly, even if people send me a DM or we're having a DM conversation, I'm using what they're saying as my content ideas. Ding, ding, ding. Yay! I feel like my job here is done. I feel like I've helped Elise get in the zone. Hopefully a lot of other for you guys as well. And I know in this case of like, I know Elise and I know a lot of you guys who are listening, if you did it this way, you would have so much spicy, good shit to be talking about. And I think it would just be so cool. My legs are getting sore with how I'm sitting. Whoops. Yeah, so any thoughts, feelings, any questions on creating this? And I think too, like, we really need to call forward our doer and our action energy when it comes to this. I think we are underestimating the time and effort people are putting into their content, and I think we are underestimating that this is your brand. And that is why I created the workshop, Build a Brand. If you want the details to that, comment the word brand or send me a DM, because it's going to be amazing. I can feel it already. Elise said, how long do you think a feel, I think you mean reel, should be? No longer than 30 seconds. Who is watching a reel longer than 30 seconds? I am not. Usually mine are, like, if I'm talking, they're between like 20 to 30 seconds. I have some where I talk and I just say like a line in 10 seconds. I highly recommend those, and then anywhere in between. And then you can do like even really short ones. Totally amazing. Hope that is helpful. Yeah, batching your reels, creating your content, building a brand, it's the jam. I'm trying to think if I forgot of any other part of batch creating reels. If you're not doing it, just do it already. So yeah, it's, to summarize it anyway, it's do your research on a different day, batch each stage, very important. Write your ideas as you're living your life, listening to your clients, blah, blah, blah. On the day, write your 10 to 15 reels out, film one at a time, shorten them, like crop them down as you're going, but don't do the rest. Then on a different day, do the rest of the editing. Elise said, okay, so do you record in here and then save the video and then edit it later? That's a great question. Yes. So I record in the Reels section of the thing. And then I save it. Make sure you save it to my camera roll. Very important. And then hi honey, that just joined me. And then once it's saved to my camera roll, I know that that's the one that if I'm going to caption it out with an outside, which Greg does all my captioning, my partner, and he can do yours too if you need it. And so he'll do all the captioning for me, but if you do it yourself, you can put that in like a captioning app or whatever you want, whatever in the world you want there. And then it's saved to my camera roll. If it's not one that needs to be edited outside of the app, I will just edit it all inside the app. Hook, cover, blah, 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 blah. All of that will happen. Hi, the master Reels creator. Hi, Annika. Oh, the pressure now. Yeah, Elise, does that help? And then you edit it later, because I find that if you're not batching each stage, the process just gets so overwhelming. And you can see in this case of like what Elise is saying, why so many people just don't do this part, you know, why it just doesn't happen. And then it would be so much harder to be consistent, so much harder to be consistent. And if you're not posting, like you're pretty much just saying that like, I don't really mind if my business works or not. Like that's what I tell my clients. Like that's the energy you're going for there. So that's that, my loves. Because there's been quite a few of you jumping in and out, if you have any questions about batch creating your reels or how this makes you feel, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to jump on out of here. And don't wait till you feel like it. Like, I think that's such a overused thing. Oh, I have to feel in alignment to create reels. Oh, I have to feel like it to create reels. You don't. You don't. You just have to choose to be a content creator. Like, there's this real feeling right now that you aren't a business owner who creates content. You're a business owner and a content creator. And I think that flipped a switch in me to be like, oh, this is really freaking important. Yeah, Ellie said this has been helpful because it feels overwhelming all at once. Yeah, I don't even understand why anyone would do it all at once. That feels really bizarre to me. So exhausting. Do you guys want to see the view at my house? Come and see. Come and see. Come and see. How good is that? It's so beautiful. So grateful. Alrighty, my loves. That's me. I love you guys.